All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Now may I have a motion to approve the items on the agenda, being acceptance of the audit report for fiscal year 2010, an ordinance authorizing the levy and collection of taxes for corporate purposes of the city of Wooddale, approval of contract award to Baxter and Woodman, amount not to exceed $29,500, and approval of Welter Drive streetlight purchase, an amount not to exceed $9,000. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Roll call.
Alderman Shockey,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton, Alderman Cadella,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles. Oh, good luck. Alderman Police,
Yes.
short names are nice.
Those items are approved. Item 2 is approved as ordinance O-10-23. And regarding Alderman Coles, I spoke with him a little earlier today. He will be out on Saturday and intends to be here at the first Thursday in January. So, good news, and we wish him well. That brings us to committee chairman reports, planning, zoning, and building. Alderman Cadella.
No report.
Public health, safety, and judiciary. Alderman Shockey.
No report, but
Alderman Shockey.
I'd like to follow up on our earlier conversation and ask staff to talk to Christie's Restaurant about what it would cost to continue having at least coffee at the station.
Mr. Forrest or Mr. Murmas will follow up on that.
Thank you. No report.
And report back, I take it, at a future Finance and Administration Committee meeting?
Yes.
Thank you, Alderman Winger. Public Works, Alderman Wesley.
No report, Mayor.
Finance Administration, Alderman Winger.
I have no report.
That brings it to other business. May I have a motion to approve an ordinance approving the involuntary annexation of certain property located at the intersection of Oak Meadows Drive, also known as 3rd Avenue, and Route 83. This is in the affirmative. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second? Alderman Lewitton. Anything further on the question? Alderman Wesley.
To pass is, let me make sure that I'm right here. If you say yes, it's in force. If you say no, it's not, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Anything further? Alderman Wesley.
I have a question for staff. I guess it's to Mr. Kramer. There are fire hydrants there already?
No.
Correct, I did provide you a GIS, Geographic Information System, map of the area, and there are hydrants in that area, whether or not the hydrants are in proximity. Traditionally, they're 300 feet on a water main. So I did produce that map that you have. Oak Meadows Drive does have hydrants on that leg close to 83, and Second Avenue does have a water main located there where there is a hydrant present as well.
Okay, thank you. Can I go on?
Alderman Wesley.
Okay. This council has sat up here and spent thousands of dollars about a lobbyist. And this is one of the things our lobbyist was working on. True, it's up to this council what they want to do, but when they talk about doing something with a lobbyist and stuff, they better think twice of how they spend the money then. And last week, I sit up here and talking about the residents were saying it was raising their tax bills and stuff like that. True, it will, because the city portion would be added to your tax bill. But also in return, since there's hydrants there, your insurance comes down on your homeowner's insurance because now you have fire hydrants for if you have a fire or something too. So that offsets a little, so that's it.
Anything further? Alderman Winger.
I just want to verify my understanding that we did receive wording on how the code talks about water and sewer regulations and hookups. So I just want to verify my understanding with the city attorney. So, Mr. Bond, do I understand correct that if we do this annexation, that anyone who's on well is not forced to go into the city and pay that expense, correct? They can maintain their well as long as they have it in place. They just can't drill a new well. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Wesley.
Mr. Mayor, did you make that a motion to approve this?
Do I have a motion? Yes, there is a motion in the affirmative to approve.
Who made that motion? You made that motion?
And seconded by Alderman Wesley, I believe. No, Lewiton, sorry.
I make a motion to table it. Table overrules the motion.
Motion to table takes precedence if there is a second. Hearing none, that motion fails. Anything further on the question? Alderman Cadella.
With regards to Alderman Winger's question to Mr. Bond, is that in fact policy? Or is that just practice?
That's currently in our city code.
It is. Okay, I still think that there's far too many issues that we need to have policy on to be able to move forward with this at this point. And I still do want to pick up where we left off with the discussion on policy at some point in the future.
Alderman Wesley.
I believe at one time, the deal was with the lobbyists is just look at that one corner up there in that intersection of 83 and Deer Path, that vacant property. Those Drive, so I guess this went a lot bigger than we thought the lobbyist was, because I will tell you that I don't think the council up here voted for lobbyists to go that far. I don't think the council, I thought the lobbyist was only there to level off that boundary line. I will sit here today and tell you right now, I am not in support of this at all. We have had these residents come in and voice their opinion. Bad timing at this time. So I will tell you, my vote will be no to do this. And I would appreciate the council goes with me on this, with the county being so bad when everything else there, until we resolve this intersection stuff. I can't get into details on some other issues up there, but I would hope that this council's got enough sense of look at the people that came out against this to not move forward with this project like any other council, that people come in this chambers and against projects, and we turn and we vote the projects down when the people come out and voice their opinion. And I would think that even though these people are not incorporated with us, that we listen to their voice up here as a council members like we do to any other taxing person in this community in any ward, and then we shot down projects that people come forward through because the people came out and voted against it. It's the same thing with the gun shop that came forward here, that was shot down, the people spoke, we shot it down. I would think that this council's got enough common sense to look at that opportunity that these people have spoken in that area, and I think we should take their wish.
Alderman Wesley.
You know, I've been up here only 2 years. And the lobbyist was not just for a little section. The lobbyist was for the whole thing.
Let me defer to Mr. Bond.
Just for purposes of clarification, all that the lobbyists did, and when we worked in conjunction with them, was establish a Route 83 or a state highway as a boundary for purposes of annexation. It applies not only to the city of Wooddale, but to every city in the state of Illinois. But it was designed simply to have, you've got some natural boundaries. There's a boundary, a forest preserve can be a boundary, a railroad can be a boundary, and for some reason, the state legislature did not include a state roadway as a boundary. And obviously, if you look at the difference, the boundaries between your neighbors to the east, Bensonville and the city of Wooddale, that's sort of a natural boundary. Whether you annex the property or not, that's a natural dividing point for between units of government or between municipalities. So that was the lobbyist, was just simply getting a clarification in the law that you can utilize a state roadway for purposes of your exterior or outside boundary for purposes of forced annexation.
Alderman Wesley.
So that's exactly what I said, it's for everything. Correct? Thank you. Again, it's not saying, I'm in favor of not annexing this because the people have spoken, but I have a problem with this council understanding how we're spending money on lobbyists. If you don't understand how we're spending our money, stop it before the lobbyist goes to Springfield and just keeps talking to the state reps and the state legislators of changing the law in the state of Illinois. I mean, that's how it's supposed to, if no one understands it, ask the questions. And we're not here to understand everything, but we have professional staff. If we don't know it, they're there to ask. And as far as I'm concerned, we wasted our money on lobbyists, and we have wasted money on other things, but now we're to this point of having these people come out. We didn't have to go this route and have these people spend their time at City Hall. We could have killed it back then and say, we don't want to do this with the lobbyists, and these people won't be here. But we created this because we're telling the lobbyists to keep on going. Because some people probably didn't understand it up here. I'm calling the question.
Question has been called, although there are several people seeking recognition. Is there a second to call in the question? There is a second. All in favor of calling the question, say aye. Opposed? Opposed has it. Alderman Cadella was next. You may request a roll call. Roll call and calling the question.
Mayor.
Let's
Let's get,
Alderman Shockey, this is on the calling question.
No.
Alderman Winger?
No.
Alderman Lewitton?
The motion on the floor is to call the question, which is to ask for an immediate vote without further debate.
Sorry. Apologize, and I say yes.
Alderman Shockey is a yes. Yeah, the final vote has not been announced yet.
Okay. Alderman Winger?
No.
Alderman Lewitton?
Said yes.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Cadella?
No.
Alderman R. Wesley?
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley?
no.
Alderman Police?
No.
All right, that motion fails. Alderman Cadella is next.
When we talked about this, one of the intents was to be able to capture zoning control over that corner lot, among other things. The corner lot or series of lots. Is there a reason that we can't look at annexing just that? Is there a reason on a map? Can this be brought up at some point in the future so that our lobbyists' efforts were not in vain, and that so we still get that level of protection that we need to provide for the rest of these citizens?
Mr. Bond?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the specific parcels and make sure that they satisfy. There's a statutory criteria for forced annexation to make sure that that satisfies that criteria. The other thing, and I know the city did reach out early on, is to have some discussions. There's also a possibility of voluntary annexation with some of the property owners and discussing with them that possibility. So those are both possibilities to explore. And again, I don't think that the efforts of the lobbyist would be in vain, because I think the purpose of it was to allow for, as Alderman Cadella indicated, to allow for certain control on your exterior boundaries and essentially to establish what that boundary is.
Alderman, please.
I'm going to agree with Alderman Cadella. I thought we were going after the empty lot so we can control what was being built over there. I know we had a developer on Wooddale Road was going to annex in, and then they decided not to build, and we didn't force them. There's no way I'm going to force a bunch of residents in. It's ridiculous. As far as the lobbyist, I've been complaining about the lobbyist for months, and I was told, well, they're going to, so we can get this one piece of land.
That's not true.
Let's keep our discussion on to the involuntary annexation of the property. Alderman Winger is next.
I do believe that one of the, probably the biggest lion's share of the public concern was the forcing the water tap on, the expense of it. So with that being answered, I am leaning and supporting this, but I do feel there are other unanswered questions where let's not rush it. I do believe it's imminent that this will come in to Wooddale, but let's work through the questions and concerns a little further before we do it. Why rush it? if it's taken this long. Let's give it, I don't think it should delay a year, 6 months, but let's get some more answers to questions, concerns. And I really, if it was presented in the packet, I apologize, but I'm not seeing it of the answers to citizens' concerns of last month. So let's at least flesh through those, or if we have them now, let's go through them, or next month. But I'm not going to support it tonight. Thank you.
Anything further? Alderman Wesley.
Because see, this is going around and round and round. I'm not gonna go into the lobbyists anymore, but, Mr. Mayor, could we just, tonight, can't we take that, just that, I know you have the houses in there too, but can't we just take that corner? Or does it have to be all?
Mr. Bond.
Well, you don't have to take, you can take the corner, you can't do that tonight, because the ordinance has the entire territory. So if it's the desire of the council to look at the specific parcels, that would come back to you on an ordinance involuntary annexing that particular, or those particular parcels. And again, I would need to ascertain and verify that they do, I believe they do, but I'd have to verify that those parcels in question satisfy the statutory requirement for forced annexation. But you can't just excise those out of what you've got before you
But we could direct staff to bring it to us.
at a future meeting, correct?
Anything further? So a yes vote involuntary annexes all the properties, and a no vote turns down the involuntary annexation. Roll call?
Alderman Chalky,
No.
Alderman Winger,
No.
Alderman Lewitton, Alderman Cadella,
No.
Alderman R. Wesley,
No.
R. Wesley, R.
Oh.
Wesley, Alderman E. Wesley.
No.
Alderman Police.
No.
All right, that motion fails. That, Alderman Wesley.
Again, all I gotta say is this council better think twice on when they spend taxpayers' money on lobbyists and make sure they understand the full amount of what they're spending the taxpayers' money on.
Speaking of spending taxpayers' money, that brings us to bills, Alderman Winger.
All right,
nice
bills.
segue, Mayor.
Okay. I make a motion to approve a list of bills dated December 16, 2010 for $227,763.97.
Is there a second
Second.
on the question? Roll call.
Who is the second? Thank you. Ready? Yeah. Alderman Chalky,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton, Alderman Cadella,
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Coles. Oh,
Right
my
here.
God. Alderman Police. Yes. Alderman Winger,
Yes.
How about me?
Alderman R.
R.
Wesley.
Yes.
Is it? All because you made me change it.
I'm sorry.
That passes. Once again, want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May I have a motion to recess the city council, recess into executive session for purposes of review of the official minutes and personnel pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C21 and 2C1. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Roll call?
Alderman Chalky,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley. Yes. Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton. Forgot.
Yes.
Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman Police.
Yes.
Alderman Cadella.
Here.
Alderman Chalky.
Here.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Here.
Alderman Police.
Here.
Mayor Johnson.
Here, quorum is once again present. Is there a motion? Alderman Cadella?
Motion to approve the Jeffrey Murmy City Manager Employment Agreement.
Is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Winger, seconded. Anything further on the question? Roll call.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton. Alderman Cadella.
Yes.
Alderman Chalky.
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Police.
Yes.
Call the mayor.
Why?
Just call the mayor.
Call the mayor.
Mayor votes yes. Congratulations, Mr. Doris. And there being nothing further, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Is there
Second.
a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.